A year ago, I dropped out of college to try and learn to code on my own. It didn't go all the way I expected it to, but along the way, I answered some big questions. What's the best way to learn coding? How do you stay consistent? And most importantly, did I succeed? I started watching YouTube videos and doing coding exercises from my book. Lots of for loops and arrays. It's good though because this will all come in useful later. Wait, will it? Something feels off about this. I'm spending all of this time coding, but I still don't know how to make anything useful. Like, these coding problems are just glorified logic puzzles. Why don't I just pick a business idea and figure out how to do it? Hang on, that is actually the most important lesson I have for anyone who's learning to code. It's so easy to fall into tutorial hell, but the way forward is not another course or coding exercise. It's a project. Seriously, take your goal, whether it's making an app or getting a job, and take the most direct path to achieving that. Focus on what you need to do to achieve your goal, instead of just learning whatever curriculum someone gives you. For an app, just try making the app. If you don't know something, just look it up. For a job, research what your goal role actually does and make a portfolio of things that specific role would do. Say you're applying to Shopify. You can check their website to find out what roles they have open, then you can figure out what that role does and do projects that are specific to that skill set. Doing this will get you really far. Anyways, back to the video. I want to make an app, so I'm going to do some research.
Like, founders are not like room temperature people. The main act of starting a company is like you're trying to inject heat in the planet Earth.
Today we are making $55,000 per month.
Let's do some math here. Shopify paid out $1 billion to apps in 2023, and there's 10,000 apps on the App Store. That's a mean revenue of $100,000 per app. I'm gonna make a Shopify app. It's time to make a real app. I think what I want to do is make an app that automatically formats blog posts. Because most blogs have a table of contents at the start of an article and an author box at the end, I'm thinking that the app should let the user select an article and click a single button, and it instantly adds the elements to it. I'm not exactly sure how to do this, but I have a rough idea in my head, so I'm just going to start on it. I started by getting a little sidetracked because I thought it would be useful to let users upload a PDF directly to their blog. Then I made a dashboard where users could select articles to format, and it would save a backup of the article in case the article got messed up during the formatting. Finally, I added a settings page so people could specify what formatting they wanted, but I got a little ambitious with the first version, so I simplified it to just a few options. Okay, so I have pretty much everything done. I just have to connect my front end to my server, which should be pretty simple. So my plan for connecting them is to upload the article to my database and set up a program to ping my server whenever the database updates. Then it can add all the formatting and upload the new article. That was so much harder than I thought it would be, but we're finally done. Apparently I just wasted the last 3 weeks because my solution was 100 times more complicated than it needed to be. So please just constantly ask yourself, is this implementation dumb? Because there's almost always an easier way to do it. Sound good? Alright, with that the coding portion is good. Now I just have to make the app listing and then I'll be ready to publish it. So something cool happened when I finally published the app. I've been posting about the app's progress on X, and another Shopify app developer reached out to me and offered me a job because they saw the work that I had done on my app, and they thought I could be a big help on their app too. I'm gonna take the job and give my app some time to build traction. So I guess people didn't really like the app, which sucks, but I always knew there was a chance this could happen. I think I just need to find an app that exists and make a better version of it. I'm gonna do some research. So remember the blogging apps from before that I thought were bad and clunky? I want to try doing that, but better. And I can use a lot of the code from my old app. So I'm making the text editor part, and I want it to be beautiful, so I'm using a library called Slate.js. It's open sourced and super customizable, so it can do pretty much whatever you can think for it to do. It's a bit more complex to implement, but I think it's worth it because it'll make the final product better. After I made the basic text editor, I made it so you can add custom elements like products and author boxes directly into the editor. I didn't want to just inject code into the article for them, so I spent a little too long making a system that creates files with the element code and links a file when the element is added and updates a file when the user updates settings. And you know what? Long story short, I way overcomplicated it. It took over a month to do, but it's finally done, so whatever. I also wanted to add autosaving to it, so I started working on that, but while I was working on it, I noticed something. I was checking the App Store when I saw a new blogging app that I hadn't seen before, and it was free. So I downloaded it and tried it out, and it was fantastic. I slowly realized what it meant for my app. Why would anyone want to pay for my app when there was already an app that did pretty much everything my app did, but for free? This sucks, but I decided I'm just going to keep working on the app because it's so close to being done. So I'm changing the app's business model because of the free competitors app, but I think this could work. I'm going to make my app free so I can get as many users as possible, and then I'll make my own high-ticket offer that I can sell, sort of like an agency. I have to finish the app, and I want to make it better than their app. I'm going to finish the auto-saving and add in some AI so it can come up with titles and article templates. It's going to be really good. So there's probably a few bugs left, but I think the app is good enough to publish. I'm just gonna go for it. So I realized that I severely underestimated the amount of bugs in the app, and I tried to fix them, but every bug I fixed caused several more, and a full month of this brought the final lesson. Know when it's time to move on. I eventually took a step back and looked at the project as a whole, and I realized that it would take more work to fix all of the bugs and make the app perfect than the app could ever possibly make back. So I stopped working on it. And that answers the last question. Did I succeed? No. But that doesn't mean that I failed. I learned so much in the past year. I learned that the best way to get better at coding was to pick a goal and figure it out by working backwards. I learned that the best way to stay consistent is to pick a project that actually matters and comes with a real reason to finish it. And finally, I learned that I love this. I love the relentless pursuit of success, relying on no one but myself to keep going, and solving problem after problem until you've made something incredible. No, I didn't succeed, but I'll never stop trying until I get there.